Today I'm going to show you how to make your very own Jedi or Sith robes at home. Follow along by downloading the patterns which are on my Patreon now. For this project, I recommend a Melton wool or another wool blend. For a much more affordable option, you can also use a very thick flannel or a fleece. First, cut out all of your pattern pieces from your fabric, making sure to follow any guidelines about where to place folds and how many to cut out. After you have all of your pieces ready, the first thing we're going to do is lay the back panels together, right sides touching. Sew a straight stitch up the middle back, leaving about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Seam allowances, by the way, are built into the patterns already. Next, we're going to trim the seam allowance to about a 1/4 inch, cutting off any jagged or uneven edges. Then, we're going to finish the edge with an overcast or overlock stitch. I'm using a medium width stitch, which is about 3.5 on my machine. Now lay your back panel out with the right side facing up. Place your front panels on top of it with right sides touching. Sew another straight stitch with about a 1/2 inch seam allowance across the top of both shoulders. Once again, trim the excess to about a 1/4 inch and then overcast the edge. Now it's time to add the sleeves. Lay your robe as well as your sleeves with right sides facing down. Folding up the edges to press the right sides together, go ahead and pin your sleeves into place. Make sure that the top of the sleeve curve is in line with the shoulder seam. Repeat the same steps as before, stitching the pieces together with a straight stitch, trimming the excess, and then overcasting the edge. Next, we're going to close the sides of our robe by stitching down each arm and then all the way down to the bottom hem. Now it's time to make the hood. To do this, we're going to first overcast stitch the entire curved edge of the hood. We're overcast stitching this part first because when the hood is off of your head and open, the seam will be visible, so we want to make sure it's really nice and clean. Once that's done, fold your hood in half with right sides together, and then straight stitch all along the top curve, staying very close to your first overcast stitch. Go ahead and turn it inside out and you have your hood. To attach the hood to the robe, lay the pieces together with the right sides touching. The bottom edge of the hood should be aligned with the neck hole of the robe. Pin the pieces together and sew this down with a straight stitch. Once again, trim off the excess and overcast the edge. Now's the time to try on your robe and see how everything fits. Go ahead and trim the bottom edge of the robe as well as the bottoms of the sleeves to about a 1/2 inch longer than you want the final length to be. The extra 1/2 inch is going to be for the hem. To do this, fold up a 1/2 inch from the bottom edge and pin it into place. Adjust your sewing machine to a double overlock stitch, and sew your hem down into place. Follow the exact same steps, this time going all the way up one side of the robe, around the edge of the hood, and then down the other side. Now the only thing left to do is to hem the sleeves. Turn your robe inside out and fold over a 1/2 inch to the outside of each sleeve edge. Double overlock stitch each hem into place. Congratulations, your robe is complete. This is a great piece to add to any Jedi costume. Remember that you can also make this robe out of black or gray fabric for a Sith robe, or from a different color entirely to make an original character. Have fun and enjoy!